Hey, Joe Mastriano, CPA. Today, let's talk about e-filing versus paper returns. For years, I've been preaching people that they should use paper returns and not e-filing. And I've been explaining that what happens is you can't attach statements. Well, for the 2021 return, I believe, they started having you do PDFs that you could attach, which is real interesting. So let me explain the difference and let me tell you why I still feel the same way and why you should stay away from these national tax companies or these other newcomers that just copy what the IRS tells you to do and who give in to people who want quick refunds so they e-file returns right away, and that makes the date that the IRS starts accepting returns important to them because they say, come on in, bring your W-2, and we'll fill it out and we'll e-file it. And within a short period of time, you'll get your refund, and they'll even put it in the bank. And some of them won't even charge you, and they'll take their fee from your refund. Sounds good for poor people to be taken advantage of again because they're not telling you the whole story. And then those people that do that, they get audited and they get these, $10,000, $20,000 bills, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And they contact me, and a lot of them don't even have money to hire a professional to help them. So they hate their preparer. And then when the preparing company gets a whole lot of people like that, they move, they go out of business, and you're left holding the bag. So I made some notes here. So number one, I'm always telling people wait to file because your wage and income transcript needs to settle. So file an extension, file a few days before the end of the extension. But of course, you can e-file then too. So um, I've, the IRS always wants to have the upper hand. I mean, subject for other videos. What's going to happen to a lot of people now is because automated collections was not taking action the last couple of years. People have gotten lazy. We know that through our own phone calls to people, and half my clients that don't want to do anything until the IRS comes after them. There's also 3 collection agencies that the IRS is using. But what's going to happen is revenue officers are going to start taking over cases, especially the larger dollars or the people who are missing returns. And they don't have to contact you. Bam, goes the levy on your paycheck. Bam, goes the levy on your bank account. And you're like, where did that happen? Why didn't they contact me first? But as I've been saying from the White House on down, our whole government, things just keep getting worse at the IRS. And today I got a letter that the TWC, the Texas Workforce Commission, has officially closed their Houston office. Why? Don't they get enough money from businesses like myself that pay their quarterly fees? Where's that money going? Anyway, back to the matter at hand. So here's what happens. If you have some big deductions on your return, or you're leaving out income that maybe they have on the transcript, but it's not yours, you want to explain things to the IRS, but you need to write paragraphs. They're still making you, as of 2021, they started attach PDFs. It's a separate operation that you have to do. Why isn't that included in the software? Is there some type of collusion going on? If you want to make an additional disclosure to them, they have a form 8275 that existed from the 1980s, but you will not find it in your software program. Why? Again, people are discouraged from fully disclosing on their returns the nature of why they've taken positions on their tax returns. They don't even want you to think. They support Block and these other national companies that just quickly put numbers in, and they take your forms, and there's tax software that just shows the pictures of the forms, and they copy all the information. In fact, when you file, well, let me finish that. They copy all the information, and that's what you pay your money for. And nobody's using any tax knowledge on your return, unless, of course, you hire an experienced professional who's actually doing that. Robin here has done that for years. So I wanted to e-file my own personal return last October because I had a decent refund coming and I wanted it fast. But you have to put in every bit of information. You get a W-2, 1099, you got to put the payer's name in, ID number, address. Whereas on a paper return, just put the number in. Don't even have to include the form. They'll match it up to what's on the wage and income transcript. But not when you e-file. They want everything. My broker statement didn't match exactly. Oh, well, sorry. If you can't match everything exactly, whether it's true or not, you can't e-file. So you got all these people e-filing, and they're forced to e-file if they do more than 10 returns. Think about that. A tax prep company does more than 10 returns, and they're forced to e-file every return, yet a whole bunch of people can't e-file because they don't have all the exact data to put into the program. I'm telling you, it's fixed. It's crazy. I will tell you a trick, though, and that is, I know Tax Act that we use has this. If you want to put explanations on Schedule Cs, you can increase the number of lines. So you can always fit self-employed explanations on Schedule Cs. It'll just print out a separate page. But why doesn't the tax software just allow you right then and there to put your explanations in any areas and have that part of the return, just the way they do on the Schedule C? There's a reason for that. It's not a conspiracy. I've done tax returns since 1975. And I'll tell you, this whole operation of taxes and the IRS and doing payment plans and offers and appeals, it's very political. And it's more political than it is logical. And I will always tell people, filing a paper return versus e-filing is not in itself a big deal unless you have explanations to prove your deductions or your exclusion of income or reason for a credit that you want to discourage the IRS from being audited. I mean, if you get your wage and income transcript, match everything up, and don't have extra deductions, well, and you have all the information to e-file, then it may be okay to e-file. But you've got to look at things on an individual basis, and these companies that just put the numbers in will also attempt to lower your taxes, and the deductions they'll put down can be large, or they'll ask you these questions. Do you use your vehicle? Oh, yeah. Do you give contributions? Oh, yeah. And they'll try to maximize that. And they won't tell you what the IRS looks for as evidence. And if you don't know, then you get audited. I mean, most of the audits, we're starting to do more audit representations now. And when we call our clients, it's like they heard for the first time about the level of evidence that they need. At best, at very best, they were told, save your receipts. I mean, it's pitiful. I'm going to try to start doing podcasts and get known more nationally, because I want everybody to know that we're being fed a bunch of nonsense, that we should all file and pay our taxes. And we should forget about these theories about it's not in the Constitution and all these crazy ideas. Um, as responsible people, we need to know that most income is taxable and we need to file and pay our taxes, but we need to not be in the dark about it. We need to be educated a little more on what evidence we need, when to file, when to pay, so you're not blindsided because you made assumptions and your preparer made assumptions and your accountant never told you the real story. For years, for many years, I've had professional people, doctors, lawyers, accountants, coders, whatever, get blindsided because they hired a firm with the best reputation in town. But when everything got said and done, they never had this knowledge, or it was never told to them how important it is. So if you want to know how to not be afraid of the IRS, how to have your rights that you're entitled to as a tax filer to the Internal Revenue Service of the United States, regardless of where you live, regardless of where your business operations are. Call Stephanie, 713-774-4467. She'll talk to you for free. Excuse me. And hopefully she'll set you up for a consultation with me. Learn what needs to be understood and make an intelligent decision how to move forward with your relationship with the IRS. And don't let any attorneys scare you about the law, because the IRS and the Department of Justice have different agendas. If you're in a situation that's egregious, that's very bad, the IRS is normally willing to fix it without any criminal charges or anything. But if you fight that, if you think you're above them and you repeatedly continue to harass them with your fights and ignorance of the law, it'll then become a criminal case and you might go to jail. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you.